It says it connected that time. All right, so now for your dancing and listening pleasure on YouTube, let's check again. Gen X Mom, can you scroll over there and see if we're on?
It says that it is live.
Well, look at that.
Well, shebangy bang.
Shucky darn. Let's see, get it online. Yeah, it says OTR is live. So that means we're getting some good stuff there on Off the Record. Boom, 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 boom. Just making sure everything's where it's supposed to be, automated and medium plus save. And then we got to go over here to the details and make sure it saves into the Off the Record category. Want to make sure people can go back and look this stream up when they want to go back and find it. Don't want them to search too hard. So we put it in the playlist called Off the Record. That's a good thing. All right, now it appears to me everybody is hunky-dory, up and down, listening left and right, and everybody's where they're supposed to be. You're going to have to tell me if that's true because I can't see the Discord room. In fact, if I try really hard, maybe I can see the YouTube chat room. Let me go look and see if I can do that. Maybe I can pull that up on my screen to help you out. Maybe not. I don't know yet. All right, so we go here, and clickety-click. If I clickety-click, does it go? Details, and click the blue line. The blue line turns into a YouTube panel. It opens up, and oh my God, there it is. It looks like we do have, I can pop out the chat and see what's going on. All right, so still for
popping out a boob?
I'm popping out, well, somebody's popping out a boob, and I'm looking. YouTube, I have the chat popped out, and it looks like Shiloh Ferguson is our moderator over there. Mm-hmm. So she's paying attention. I can see who's in here. Spot and Stock, T-Bone's in here, Aaron Heath, Public 520 all the way from Arizona, Jason Bertrand, Deb Ninehouse, and a new guy, Pale Rider, is checking in along with Wheezy16. Now, remember, not always going to be here on YouTube. I keep saying that, but it's going to be true one day. You're going to come check in here. It's going to be gone. You better get used to listening on kgxtradio.com. Yeah, you should get used to doing that and chatting in the Discord. James Morgan checking in says, hey, Drone, James, how you doing, buddy? But I was just reiterating, don't be here. Go to KGXT Radio.
Go to kgxtradio.com on your laptop or anywhere, and you will find us.
Now, does everybody know? I don't think we didn't even tell staff.
About what?
We're not using our regular microphones. We're using the new lapel mics. We have them magnetically pinned. I have mine to my my Gen X Talk shirt. Gen X Mom is sitting here in her underwear, so hers is on her bra, which it works on a bra too. But can everybody hear us?
And Mom is fading fast right now.
That's why I was pounding Starbucks earlier, even though I hate that crap.
I'm tired.
All right, so can everybody hear us okay with the new microphones? There's no double talk, no echoes, no nothing, because we're trying something. I guess I should hit record.
Yes, and you need to start the show.
All right, so we'll record.
Do you have your music to play? Your intro?
Oh, God.
What the hell?
You know what? Shit, hang on. I put it on here.
Yeah, I know you did.
But I don't know. I didn't think about that ahead of time, and I don't know where it is. All right, let me look.
I'm so disappointed.
I know. Hang on. Hold on. I might be able to save this horse.
Failing as the broadcast professional.
Would you stand by? Hang on. A, I'm going to go to there. What are our choices here?
A, B, or C?
Yeah, I know, but then I got to...
Wow.
Nope, I can't do it.
Wow.
It won't let me go look.
You better think of your own.
God, that pisses me off.
Yeah, I agree, Shy. This is what happens when Danny takes the night off.
Yeah, if Danny would have been here, he'd have been like half an hour. He would have said, okay, do you got your SD card in? Do you have the intro music ready to play? I would have had all that set. God bless
All right,
him.
we'll start, because people, it's late on the East Coast, man.
It is. I got to get my shit together here. Way to go, General. Well, you can't win every battle. As long as you win the war, it's okay. That's my motto anyway.
We'll start it.
All right, starting this thing. Well, welcome to Off the Record with the General. We talk about paranormal stuff here. It doesn't matter if you got a story about a ghost, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, or an alien. If you've been probed out in the outer rims of the universe, or in the outer rims of your body, by Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, or strange aliens with ET-type fingers, I would love to hear about it. And what you do is you text 805-460-5603. I got the shop phone standing by right next to me. If we don't end up using any of yours, Shiloh Ferguson has come on board as the show's producer. This is our actual first time we've ever had a producer for any individual show.
Yes.
I got to say, she's knocking it out of the park. You know, I think the two things I'm looking forward to the most is how she lines up guests and stories. And like tonight, the first segment is just a story she told me to address because of someone who brought it up. That's great. I'll do it. The other one is Christine Matlock. Little Miss Hot and Nerdy. She's married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost
a case. And Christine is now lining up interviews. And these are going to take off. I know I say that every goddamn week, but sooner or later, one of the two of you is actually going to book something, and I'm going to go do it. You got some for Dr. McDreamy. You got Iceman from Bodfish. I'm waiting. Just got to find time to sit down. You guys can tell me when to sit down.
Yeah, I'm waiting, too, for you to contact Amber at the chocolate place that you were supposed to, and for the coffee place.
Okay. You can be mad about my interviews, but that doesn't stop the whole world from being mad about yours. You've been doing yours for about 6 weeks. You know how far along you are? 0.
It's not my job.
It is your job. That is your job to do those, set those interviews. Don't shake your head. You're flipping me off. No one can see that but me. All right, whatever. All right, so tonight we have something interesting. Let me make sure we're recording there. We're recording here. Off the Record is broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. It's about 9 minutes after 7 p.m. Los Angeles time. That's because we're in the Los Angeles time zone. And tonight, let me pull up I got notes, man. I got freaking notes because we got stuff
Shout
here.
out to our producer, Ciah. She is busting it, just doing really well with these notes and getting people lined up. If you don't want to talk tonight, but you want to bring your story to the front and let us talk to you at a later date, you need to send her an email.
And what is her email?
ShyFerguson@genxtalks.com. You can find it on the website also, genxtalks.com.
Oh, I thought it was Shiloh Ferguson.
Oh, maybe it's Shiloh Ferguson.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I might be wrong.
I guess you better know what the fuck you're talking about before
You're
you
the
say
one
shit.
that brought up the email.
You're supposed to know. You're in charge of all the moderators. This is your job.
Well, I'm sure getting handed a lot of jobs lately.
Didn't you notice?
Yeah, I don't
Many
remember
hats.
this being in my contract, but whatever.
Okay, so I believe it's Shiloh Ferguson. But you can go to the website, go to genxtalks.com, scroll to the bottom. There's a staff button. On the staff button, it comes up with their picture, little bio, and their email. If you want to email any of the staff members, go to genxtalks.com, scroll to the bottom of the word staff, click it, and away you go. Now, let's get back to what we were supposed to be talking about. Tonight's Off the Record show. We have a couple things. Now, before we even start, Shiloh Ferguson dropped in that Chipmunk messaged us, and I think she was talking to her on Discord, but Chipmunk wanted to talk about the Mandela Effect and some things around it. Are you familiar? Gen X Mom, you will be the subject of this segment because Chipmunk did not want to call in. So you're now the subject of this segment on the Mandela Effect. Do you know what the Mandela Effect basically is?
I get that confused with deja vu. Is it similar or not?
There's a little bit of overlap there. There is.
So I'm not very clear on it now.
The Mandela Effect is when not just you have a memory. You as a person can make a mistake. You as a person can say, well, I remember it being this way. The most common one is in movies like Star Wars. What's the most famous line Darth Vader ever said to Luke that everybody breathes into a fan with their voice and says? Do you remember what he always says, Darth Vader?
No.
You really don't? Every kid goes to a fan and goes, Luke, I am your father.
I am your father. Okay.
That should have been pretty common for you to remember. Even you would have remembered that one. But that's the most common thing. Everybody runs up to a fan, Luke, I am your father. Only that's not the line in the movie, even though everybody says that. Darth Vader says, no, I am your father.
Okay.
That's the line of the movie. All right. Now, even though I always said, Luke, I am your father, when someone corrected me and I went and looked it up, I go, yeah, that sounds right. But the Mandela Effect isn't just you not remembering the words correctly. It's when thousands do. It's when a mass group collectively says, no way, that's not the line. The line was this in the movie. And everybody swears they remember him, vividly sees it all. You can picture the scene in your mind, but all of you remember it wrong. The Mandela Effect is now, is it really a Mandela Effect that we're just all remembering it wrong? Or are we in some sort of a glitch in the Matrix and it really was that way? Now it's this way. I'm going to split you off on something here that I just heard a great talk about the other day.
Okay.
This woman was discussing the Mandela Effect, and this is going to affect everybody listening right now. So everybody pay attention. This is important.
Okay.
And I'm going to do this visually with you. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will submit the answers because you can't see this and I can. I want you to take your finger and point to where your heart is. Where do you think your heart is? Okay, you pointed right to the middle. Right in the middle of your chest where your heart is. And every kid today, every millennial, every Gen Z does that. They point right to the center. That's what Gen X Mom's doing. If someone asks me where my heart is, I always point to the left of my chest a little bit. I put my hand over my heart a little bit to the left. I was always brought up that your heart was over here to the left, just a little bit. There are millions, hundreds of millions of people my age and boomers that were brought up, your heart is right here. And this is the way they divide people's memories. There's people that are seriously studying the matrix effects. Are we living in a simulation? Are we all just part of a computer simulation? Is this a glitch? How come some of us have different memories? There's serious research going into this because Elon Musk even thinks this may just all be a program. We all may be in some program of some higher entity, some higher being. All right. So they've divided everybody in the world into two categories.
Oh, God.
They've divided everybody in the world by which side you think your heart is on.
Okay.
And if you think you're on one side, on the left side, like me, then you're part of the old school programming, and the new programming didn't take. I was not able to be reprogrammed. Anybody who believes their heart is dead center in their chest is part of the new matrix, the new programming, the new software update.
Nice.
So you and I technically are living in two different universes.
That explains a lot.
So just so you know, that was something I ran across. I listened to the whole article on that. I found that fascinating. But the Mandela Effect is just that. It's that there's not just one person having a memory of something and it's not right. No. It's a collective, thousands of people or tens of thousands that go, no, that's not right. I clearly remember it this way. We all do. And the reason it's called the Mandela Effect is because from about the 1990s on, anytime you asked anybody about Nelson Mandela, who was, of course, in prison, and they said, well, where's he? Oh, he died. He died in the 80s. He was in prison, and wrongfully in prison, and he died. And everybody just assumed he had died. He didn't. He got out of prison one day, and he actually died in 2013.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Really? I thought he died in like the 80s or something. Yeah, okay, that really wasn't. That was just people not being informed. But the term stuck, because it was so popular and so dividing on planet Earth.
Gotcha.
So the Mandela Effect became the name because they were, some people like, yeah, that guy died in the 80s in prison over there. Did he die in South Africa or something, or the Congo? Didn't he die? So that's where it came from. Now, since then, there are serious discrepancies in the universe, not just...
Vern brought up something over on YouTube.
Yeah.
Has anyone noticed that the Mandela Effect started about the same time the net took off? The internet.
That's right. That's a good point. That is part of researchers. Once we began to understand the internet more, computers became more powerful. And here's the theory behind this. That's a valid point. So inside of this program, whatever computer, whatever massive computer is running this Earth simulation, it had no problem running thing in the 50s. There wasn't a lot going on. There was as many people. There was no computers to worry about. I mean, imagine being a computer trying to run a simulation of a computer.
Oh.
Your computer has to keep up with everything you're asking this computer to do. And every new invention, this new computer has to go, shit, now I have to, it wasn't too hard when I had to invent dynamite. I can program dynamites and explosions, but it was really tough when there's doing outer space stuff. My programming has to be able to counter anything these humans come up with. Oh shit, they came up with computers. They came up with AI. This is where the glitches in the Matrix seem to be poking holes in our reality.
Oh.
Now, for those of you that are Star Trek aficionados, I have not yet heard of a story of anyone staring up and their wall is black with yellow line squares on it, like we're on a holodeck. That's going to make sense.
There's some pixels missing.
That's right.
There's some pixels missing on my wall here.
I have not yet looked at my wife and seen her face pixelated yet. So what we're saying is that that's a good point he brought up, that whatever computer, which is growing all the time, but running our simulation, our stuff is getting too much for it. And it can't contain our simulation. Right about the time our computers got involved, that became a more difficult proposition.
Interesting.
All right. So what I was trying to tell you is there is a glowing proposition of what goes on in the Mandela Effect in some things that I look at these, some of them I go, yeah, that's no big deal. No big deal. I can see. We're going to cover some of those. But the worst ones are the ones that I look at and go, no fucking way is that true. I'm right. The rest of us are right. There's 700,000 of us that think this way. So this is where you get to become the guinea pig.
A great day.
This is where you're for the night, because we're going to talk about stuff, and I want you to picture it in your head. If I don't show you a picture of it, you have to picture it in your head, which is great because that means it comes from your memory. So we're starting off the record with conspiracies and weird shit going on.
And I get to be the guinea pig.
You are the guinea pig. Okay.
Good God.
If you don't know something, just say you don't know. Not a big deal. Okay, here we go. So
yeah, then you're going to make me look stupid in front of my friends.
Okay, first of all, you don't have any friends, so don't worry. Nobody really likes you. I send everybody $5 a month checks to put up with you. They pretend to be your friend. So you're good. You can do anything you want. If it gets a little weird, I'll just pay them $10 and everything will be fine. Now, here's one that you may not remember. I wouldn't hold this against you, but Scooby-Doo growing up. Uh-huh. Scooby and Shaggy.
Yes.
If someone asked you, and just be confident, close your eyes and think of this answer. Just when I say something, picture it in your head. Did Shaggy, little cartoon Shaggy, did he have an Adam's apple, yes or no?
Yes.
I think so too. I can vividly remember cartoons, and when you bring it up,
he had a goatee, didn't he?
He had a little goatee and an Adam's apple, and I just remember, it's like, yeah, that was a thing. And it's not something that you make up, it's something you remember. Do you remember Shaggy from Scooby-Doo with an Adam's apple? Maybe it's because he inhales a giant sandwich. So do tons of others, but in reality, he does not ever have one. One was never drawn on his face. I said, bullshit. No way. But you go look up all the cartoons, even the old ones from the 60s, like late 60s, never had an Adam's apple, and I'm like, no way, because I can picture it in my head.
Huh.
Along with hundreds of thousands of others. Okay, maybe we forgot that one. Steamboat Willie was Mickey Mouse's very first name, and he did his little whistling in a black and white cartoon, and he's at the big wheel for steering the boat,
yes.
And he's whistling as he goes. Did he have suspenders on his pants, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, all the time. I can't ever remember Mickey Mouse in the black and white cartoons without the suspenders, because it was different from the way I grew up. I grew up with Mickey Mouse in color, and he had a whole different outfit. Uh-huh. But Steamboat Willie, he always had that was what was holding his pants up with the two buttons down below. Never had it.
Wow.
So you're 2 for 2 on the Mandela Effect. But I'm with you on those.
Okay.
When someone asked me that question, I'm like, 100%. He had white suspenders with his white shorts. That's what held them up. Remember it vividly. Not true. Every picture, every cartoon, I went back and looked it up all the way back into the 40s. No suspenders.
Okay.
You know, we should have really had your brother, the Sun Valley Fox, on. Because he was actually there in the 30s and the 40s. He was actually, he was a grown-ass man with a wife and kids. He would have known these things. He could have said, no, I was there when Walt Disney drew Steamboat Willie. In fact, we were drunk one day. That's how come we came up with the name Steamboat Willie. It was actually a little perverted with our Johnsons going to the bathroom, Willie's hanging out. But that's how we came up with the name. Your brother would actually have a story from back then as he was there.
Of course.
But he's not. All right. Wizard of Oz.
Oy.
The Wicked Witch. When she sends her monkeys out to go get Dorothy.
Yes.
And she uses the word fly, and she says a little phrase, and we've all repeated it. Do you remember what she says?
Oh, it's been a long time.
I know. That's a tough one because that's not one you use all the time.
No, I don't remember that one.
Okay, I'm going to give you a phrase off of here, and you tell me if it's right or if it's wrong.
Okay.
She shouts, "Fly, my pretties, fly!"
No.
Okay, there's another one. Fly, fly, fly.
No.
Well, it's one of those two. I'm not telling you which. It's one of those two.
I don't remember.
Which one would you lean towards? Which one sounds more like the movie?
Probably Fly, My Pretties.
That's what I said. Wrong. That's three for three we're wrong on. And even if you don't vividly, that's the way it leans, doesn't it? You think that way. It's like, well, I'm not sure, but my brain remembers it this way. Well, again, tens of thousands of us. It was not Fly, My Pretties, Fly, which I thought it was. And it's not. It's fly, 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 which sounds totally wrong. That doesn't sound like it fits at all. Fly, fly, fly. I can't imagine her going, fly, fly, fly. What? Fly, My Pretty sounds much more accurate. Okay.
I don't know. That just, okay.
What?
Well, she says to Dorothy, I'll get you, my pretty.
Yeah.
She says that.
I know.
I can't remember her saying it to the monkeys, though.
I can't either, but it doesn't, fly, fly, fly doesn't sound right. The other one fits better.
Okay.
All right. Captain Crunch cereal.
Okay.
Tell me the name of the cereal. I just said it.
Captain Crunch cereal.
What is it again? I'm sorry?
Captain Crunch cereal.
It's not what it is.
Cap'n Crunch?
Cap'n Crunch. Now, do you believe it says Cap'n Crunch or Captain Crunch on the box?
Cap'n Crunch.
Me too. See, if someone says, when someone asks me and says, well, is it Captain Crunch or Cap'n Crunch? Well, I always say Captain Crunch, but if you're asking me seriously what I remember,
Cap'n Crunch.
I remember Cap'n Crunch, like apostrophe Cap'n Crunch on the box. So apparently people say, no, the box said Captain Crunch. I don't ever remember the box saying Captain, ever. I remember it being more silly. Here's a tougher one. You may have to close your eyes. In fact, you're going to. You have to close your eyes because this is a tough one.
Okay.
Snoopy. Does he have a tail? And if he does, what color is it? Very strong opinions on this. Snoopy. Does he have a tail? And if he does, what color is it?
Yes. White and black. White with a black tip.
Okay. Tons of people said he didn't have a tail, but the majority of people said, yes, of course he had a tail, and it's black. And now, I don't remember it being black. I remember it being white. You said white with a black tip. It's not a black tip. It does have a little black at the beginning of the tail, but that's opposite. The majority of people that remember old school say his tail was black, just a little black tail on there. I don't remember that. I remember it the way it really was. That programming from the Matrix seemed to stick with me. And you. White with black. So we got that one right. This one's tough, but I even see a picture of it, when I think about it, yeah, the Mandela Effect got me on this one for sure.
Okay.
Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger on the cartoon. It's great.
They're great.
They're great. Okay. What color was his nose?
Black.
Yeah, black. All day long, black. It's like he's a tiger. He's got white, he's got orange, he's got black stripes, and he's got
Black nose.
a black nose. On every box of cereal ever created, he has a blue nose.
What?
And I'm looking at it going, that's not right. They got a picture right here. I think it's Tony the Tiger and Frosted Flakes. He's got a blue nose, exactly the same color as the blue box.
No.
Yeah, not a chance. No fucking way. Nope. This is one of the bigger ones where when they ask 100,000 people, all 100,000 people go, sorry, I am not susceptible to that programming. You got the Mandela Effect. No way. It was never blue. Not a chance.
No.
I would notice that. If that was blue, I'd be like, no, that's obvious.
Why would he have a blue nose?
I don't know. Why would a tiger have a blue nose? This picture that they're showing right now is wrong. It's wrong. It's 100% wrong. That doesn't even. In fact, when you show me the box, I look at it and go, well, that ain't right. I mean, it's not even close. Just letting you guys know. All right. Where's another one? All right. Peanut butter.
What about it?
Peanut butter.
What about it?
Jiffy peanut butter.
Okay.
You know anything about Jiffy peanut butter? Can you picture what it looks like, what the label looks like?
No, because I don't like Jiffy peanut butter.
So you don't know what it, but you
I won't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't like
got
Jiffy
that.
peanut
It's got
butter.
that '60s red, blue, green blocks with the white letters Jiffy across it.
Yes, that's what I guess. I don't buy it, so how would I know?
Never happened. It's Jif, no Jiffy.
No, it's Jiffy peanut butter.
Never been a label that says Jiffy ever. I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. When I was a kid, it was Jiffy. It wasn't, hey
What's
mom.
Jif mean?
Hey mom, I don't like Jiffy, or I do like Jiffy. Get some. It's always been Jiffy. It was like Jiffy. I like Jiffy.
What does Jif stand for?
I don't know. I didn't say what it stands for. People swear there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're combining Jif with its competitor Skippy, and getting Jiffy.
Okay.
There was a Jiffy. I don't give a shit. You guys are fucking wrong. I don't care if the Matrix has erased all of that programming. If they've erased it, they scrubbed it from the internet, man. There was a Jiffy.
Okay.
Because I used to say, I was like you. I didn't care for Jiffy. I liked other brands, but not Jiffy. But
Okay.
Jif, I don't know. Looney Tunes cartoons.
Oh, geez.
We always had Looney Tunes.
Always.
And in the beginning was Bugs Bunny's face, and it said Looney Tunes, big orange circles in the background, and it said Looney Tunes in yellow letters. Spell Looney Tunes. What we saw every day.
OONEY
Yep.
TOONS.
Yeah.
It's TUNES, huh?
Yeah. They say it's never been Tunes, TOONS. Now, to be fair, I would have leaned towards Tunes, TOONS, like cartoons. These are Looney Tunes, Looney
Right.
cartoons.
Right.
This isn't one I'd swear by, but it's pretty damn close. I did what you just did. I'm like, no. TOONS, because it's cartoons.
Tunes.
Yeah. But the new
I don't like this.
the new programming is shows the other way. A quick one. Bernstein Bears.
Yeah.
There was never a Bernstein Bears. It was spelled with an A. Bernstein Bears.
No, it wasn't.
That's what they say. There's never.
They're lying. It's Bernstein.
I know.
They lie. They're lying.
I think you need to move your heart back over to the left side, because you're on every other issue. You're on the other side of this. They tell you right now, look it up, go back to the books of all time. Every book ever written was Bernstein Bears.
I disagree.
I'm telling you.
They're lying.
There's 100,000 people that go, no fucking way. You're not going to convince us of that. I'm just telling you. Those are real things. Here's a simple one for you. Sarah Jessica Parker was in a very famous comedy sitcom drama in the 90s.
Square pegs.
No, that was the 80s one. The 90s one was she was a grown-up with her adult girlfriend.
Oh, Sex in the City.
Say it again?
Sex in the City.
Say it again.
Sex in the City.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Sex and the City, they say. Not in.
No, that's no.
Sex and the City, not in the city. Sex and the City. From the day it was created till the day it went off the air, they are now telling us that it was never Sex in the City. It was always Sex and the City.
No, they're lying.
I told you, you're going to be the guinea pig on this one. Spell Oscar Mayer, please.
OSCAR. I want to sing the song.
Well, just spell it.
OSCARMEYER. Oh, I love to eat it every day.
Now sing it. My baloney has
My
a first
baloney
name.
has a first name. It's OSCAR.
Yeah.
My baloney has a second name. It's MAY.
You see?
Yeah.
Everybody who's asked to spell it goes, it's Oscar Mayer with an E, 2 E's in Meyer. And they'll fight you on it. They'll get mad. It's Meyer, Meyer, Meyer. You can see it in your brain. And then every time you tell someone to sing the song, they do just what you did.
Oscar Mayer.
They're like, oh my God, that's an A, because you sing it correctly.
Damn it.
But your brain tells you Meyer. This is one of the only occasions where the Mandela Effect actually can be proven. See, where the Mandela Effect, see, it's your brain, because your brain thought it was MEYER, but yet your brain sang it the right way. Your brain has both sides of the Mandela effect built in on this one. This is a very rare occasion. Yeah, write that
So
down.
now I'm okay.
Skechers, spell it. The shoe brand, Skechers.
Skeecher.
Well, first of all, it's not Skeechers with two E's. It's just one
Sketch.
E.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
do it again.
S-K-E.
Yep. Yeah.
C-K-E-R-S? I don't know.
Chers, Skechers, but people put it with a T in there. Skechers. I never thought of that. I'm not part of that crowd. If someone said, "Is there a T in the word Skechers for shoes?" No, that doesn't come to mind at all. Fruit Loops.
What about them? Don't mess with the Fruit Loops.
I'm not. The Mandela's messing with the Fruit Loops. I'm not. Fruit Loops on the box. Ate them as a kid my whole life. Love Fruit Loops. One of my favorite cereals. Right up there with Trix. How do you spell Fruit Loops? See, you're trying to guess now. You're not going with your memory. You're trying to guess logic and be right.
It's
How do you spell?
F-R-O-O-T-L-O-O-P-S. Fruit Loops with two O's in each word.
Is that true? Kellogg's has been spelling Fruit Loops like that for years. We only notice it now. Yes, it has two O's in fruit.
Yes.
Two O's in loop.
Yes.
But people say it's the other way. So no, it's been Fruit Loops with a yes. And no, it's always...
No, it's never been R-U-I-T.
No, because the O's were always in fruit and in loops were always the cereal. So I'm not with them on that one. That didn't get me. Okay, the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Big mustache, big top hat, running, jumping, doing little things. Monocle or no monocle?
No.
Yeah, he didn't have one. I didn't think so either, but everybody's no, he has a monocle. He runs around the monocle. Nah, that's the Planter's Peanut guy.
Yeah, not the Monopoly
guy
no.
didn't. So, Kit Kat bars. Is there, on the packaging, is there a hyphen between Kit Kat or no hyphen between
No
Kit Kat?
hyphen.
That's what I said too. And we're both right. There is no hyphen. But old people say, no, there was a hyphen. I don't
remember a hyphen.
I've been reprogrammed correct. Now we'll do this as the last one. This one you may have to bend around and take a look at. The Fruit of the Loom logo.
Yes.
You open up your T-shirt and you look at the tag on the back. It had like green garnishment in the back, and then it had green grapes and little yellow-looking grapes and one big apple in the middle, and then it had some purple grapes around the outside. A cornucopia is that whisk.
Right, I know what it is.
Bushel-looking thing that supposedly
it's a basket.
like a basket, a cone basket, and it's laying on its side, and the fruit is coming out of it in the picture. And that's the way I remember it my whole life. And just the same picture, and I didn't know that was called a cornucopia. Probably never asked. Like you said, it looks like a basket.
Yeah. We used to make those in school, cornucopias. But okay.
And Fruit of the Loom used it in their logo.
I don't recall it being in their logo.
Fruit of the Loom has never been in their logo, never once on any article ever.
I don't recall a cornucopia.
Lean around and look at this. I can't turn my screen or unplug the internet.
I was very comfortable.
Well, you can get comfortable again. You can get comfortable in the shoes you got uncomfortable in. Look at the left and right.
Nope.
That doesn't look right to you?
No.
The cornucopia doesn't look correct.
No.
That looks correct.
That looks correct.
Okay, then your heart belongs in the center. You're on the other side of the thing on that one.
All because of that one.
All because of that. There's other ones we can blow through.
I have bought a few pairs of underwear in my time, okay?
For many kids, too.
Yes.
Cheez-Its. Was it on the box Cheez-It or Cheez-Its on the box? I remember just Cheez-It.
Cheez-It.
We called them Cheez-Its, but there wasn't written Cheez-Its, plural, on the box. Double stuffed Oreos, I argued with this one.
What about them?
There's supposed to be two F's on double stuff.
No. S-T-U-F-T?
No. S-T-U-F is what they're trying to tell us. If you're trying to tell us there isn't a second F in stuff, our lives have officially been a lie. I'm double stuff with two F's. Why would you have stuff? Why would you use the word stuff without the second F? Why would you do that? What for?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're telling us that Oreos have never, Nabisco.
Sounds like advertising lied to us.
Yeah,
This whole time.
This whole time, fucking advertisers. If you can't trust your advertising companies, who can you trust?
I don't know.
So Nabisco never put 2 Fs, which
Then Mad Men lied to us this whole time.
They did. Does C3PO have a silver leg? One silver leg and the rest all gold, or is he all gold?
All gold.
No, one silver leg. He's always had, from the knee
Parts?
down. Yeah, from the knee down, he's always been silver on one side. Flintstones. Some people say it's Flint Stones, and some people say it's Flynn Stones.
Flint Stones.
So it would have 2 T's in the name, Flint, and then Stones.
Flintstones?
I've never called them the Flintstones, like with 2 T's.
Flintstones.
Yeah, 1 T. That's how
Flintstones. It's the Flintstones.
It's just Stone. Yeah, but they say that they're okay. We've been pronouncing it without the first one. This is really awkward, but they tell us there's always been 2 T's in Flintstones. No fucking way. No, there hasn't been. I don't care what you say. The other myth, this is really isn't a Mandela effect. This is just people getting shit wrong, but this is right in your wheelhouse. Everybody, they did a survey again. They did like 10,000 people in surveys, and everybody said, where is Cinderella's castle? Everybody says Disneyland.
No.
No, it's
Disney
not.
Disney World. I know that.
I knew you knew that. So where's Cinderella's castle?
Disney World.
Where's that?
Florida.
Yeah, and Disneyland is in where?
In Anaheim, California.
And what castle is that?
Sleeping Beauty. Aurora. Her name is Aurora.
That's right. Everybody got that one wrong, but that's just because they're stupid. Also in Jaws, when Roy Scheider sees the shark and backs up and looks over and says to Flint, what about the size of the boat?
We should have got a bigger boat.
Yeah. And that's the line everybody says, we're going to need a bigger boat. But the line is, you're going to need a bigger boat. But I get that one correct because I've watched the movie 1,000 times. He backs up and looks at him and goes, you're going to need a bigger boat. But everybody says what you just said, we're going to need a bigger boat. Okay. Common misperceptions there. So some I disagree. Like they say, Forrest Gump sitting on the park bench, life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get. And they go, that's wrong.
Who's they? Who is they? I want to know who they is.
They collectively say the correct line is, life was like a box of chocolates. And I think that's stupid.
No, that's not right. Why would he say that? Was like.
If there's other times he says it where he's narrating it, just his voice. Those times he could say, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. But not when you're talking to a person, when he offered the nurse the candy and said, life is like a box of chocolate. Yes. That you say is. So, yeah, whoever were this proverbial.
Who's this they?
This they, you're getting pissed. All right, this is a chick question. Chartreuse.
Yes.
Is basically what color? A form of what color?
Greenish, yellowish.
Everybody, they did again. They did a survey, 10,000 people.
There's that they again.
Yeah, there they go. They took a survey of them, and them told they that chartreuse is a magenta color. It's an off color of magenta pink color. In reality, if you're a center heart person, if your heart is on the center of your body, it's an off color of a green. Of a lighter green, like you said, a greenish yellow.
Magenta is its own color, man, all by itself.
So is green. You have to say what color spectrum is chartreuse part of?
Green and yellow inside.
Would you be upset if you learned that in Snow White the line "mirror, mirror on the wall" was never said in the entire movie?
I knew that.
You did?
I did.
What is the line?
Shoot, I forgot.
The queen walks up and says, she looks at the mirror and says, she doesn't say mirror, mirror on the wall. She says, magic mirror on the wall.
That's how it goes.
I would agree with.
It's magic mirror on the wall. It's something.
See, I wouldn't have died on that hill. I wouldn't have said, no, it's mirror. No, I don't think. Maybe not. Give me the opening line Mr. Rogers used to sing on his show.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
See, you got it wrong. Couldn't even get that right.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day.
You said it twice wrong.
What is it?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this No, he did not.
I'm telling you, I said it your way too. When I was asking this question in the quiz, I wrote, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine?" And then when you play, and I went and looked it up. I played it back on all of his shows. I went to like 6 of them. He says this, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood."
Yeah.
Because this was Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Oh my God.
Just telling you.
Nope. Not buying it.
Beam me up, Scotty. Never said in any movie or TV series ever. Not the cartoon, not nothing. Never says beam me up, Scotty. Those exact words never happen. Mr. Scott, beam me up. Mr. Scott, for to beam up. But he never in a pen says beam me up, Scotty. That's something that comedians slanged their way through.
Interesting.
Yeah. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Was Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. And then we've shortened it to Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
That's what we've done to that. Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Never said those,
that.
but he always said something around that. Splain that if you can, Lucy. Lucy, splain. You know, there's been many variations.
People just started putting it together.
Yeah, we just put it together like that. How many states in the United States?
51. 50, sorry.
Wow! Wow!
All right.
51?
I'm sorry.
Puerto Rico jump on board?
Yes, they did on my one.
Okay, this is what happens.
Wow, I'm so tired.
This is what happens when you're a center heart person. See, I'm left heart. I'm over here, baby.
Tired.
You're center heart. Yeah, about half the people given that quiz said there was 51 or 52 states, not 50.
Not 52.
Yeah.
But
Not even 51. Who prevents forest fires? Actually, he says only you can prevent forest fires. What's his name?
Smokey the Bear.
That's what I thought. His name's Smokey Bear.
Oh.
I always thought it was Smokey the Bear because wasn't there a song we used to sing as kids? Smokey the Bear, something, something, smelling smoke in the air. It was the song. That's what got me.
Okay.
All right, so we're pretty much done with all those things. I got one last one for you. This is right in our generation. Joan Jett, I love rock and roll.
Yeah.
First line in the song that she sings in that is, I saw him something something by the record machine.
Standing by the record machine.
That's what I said. I saw him standing there by the record machine. Not what she says.
Saw him staring?
Nope.
What? I don't know.
Joan says it's dancing.
No.
See? I know. And when Weird Al did I Love Rocky Road, he mimicked it saying, I saw him standing there by the soda machine. Not dancing. He was standing there by the soda machine. She was standing there by the record machine.
Did you look it up?
Yeah. I can't quite tell. It's really hard to tell. The captions on YouTube, when you look up the video, they say dancing, but I'm not sure.
It's standing by the record machine.
I saw him standing there by the record machine. And then Weird Al, I saw him standing
he must
there.
have been about 17.
Yeah, and then Weird Al did the same thing. I saw him standing there by the soda machine for I Love Rocky Road. I love Rocky Road. He word for worded it, just changed the parts. I'm just telling you. All right, so we can be done with that. Now, the Mandela Effect went on a little longer than it was supposed to. I do apologize for that, but that was a good segment, man.
That was good.
Because every show we've done so far, people have said, do the Mandela Effect, talk about the Mandela. Every show, we've had some note, some text, some email. So Shiloh Ferguson was right to put that in there. She really was. She's going to be yelling at me for how long it took me to do it, but hey, I just run my mouth and keep going. I can't help it. Okay.
Magic mirror on the wall.
I figured OTR stood for on the rock. Someone just texted out of the blue to the shop phone. Thank you for that. I guess that's good. And from one of our loyal, faithful fans, I did get my typical right before the show, I get my boob shots. I get a little different boob shot every time. You know, that is some good motivation for the General. Get a boobs to motivate you for the show. Little boob action says, have a good show, General. I don't think there's anything better than that. That's quality. That's quality entertainment.
Good for Low Torque sending his boobs in every time.
Yeah, well, Low Torque could send his balls to you and go, have a good show, Gen X Mom. Here's a ball pick.
You didn't say they were girls or boy boobs. You didn't say man boobs or girl boobs.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Go, thank you, Low Torque, for sending in the boob pics. Way to go.
I'm kind of figuring it was implied, but
Not in this day and age. I have no idea.
All right, so let's back up here. Now we go through the notes.
I feel bad that I'm was off on a bunch of those.
Yeah, now.
Even the 50 states. I'm so tired.
Well, that just shows that you are so tired right now. I could totally take advantage of you. There's not much you could do about it. You'd forget all the promises you made to me. I said, well, you promised you'd do it. Let's go. Can't help you now.
That's right. Even Kevin Grimes said, sorry, General, I meant that for someone else. I knew it was a guy.
For what? Oh.
Kevin Grimes sent it.
Kevin sent in his boobs. Oh, sorry, wrong number. All right, so now we're going to go to a story. Now, this one is connected to Shiloh Ferguson.
Okay.
This one is her first cousin, one time removed, distant relative, previous marriage, adopted.
That girl has so many relatives, I can't even keep track. I don't know how she does. Her family tree.
Yeah, it's got to be 8 pages of the tree. There's got to be.
It's got to be a live oak of something.
It's got to be a fold-out map. Yeah, I flipped to a page in the Bible. Do you see this page in the Bible? This is my family tree. It's just a page in the Bible's my family tree. When Shiloh opens hers up, it's a Thomas Guide fold-out map. It just spread out the picnic table. Here's my family tree. All right. So I think her name is pronounced Ciah. It's a weird story. Lives in Colorado Mountain Time in 2008. This is where she lived back then. 16, she had some stuff going on. I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but she lived in near a creepy town in Utah. Like, this whole thing has stories and videos and
the town itself?
The town itself is a fucked up town of stuff. Skinwalker Ranch. And we're learning about skinwalkers. I didn't know what those were until we started the show, and people calling with skinwalker stories. I didn't know what those were. Now they're telling us stuff. And there's like a ranch. There's like a town. So there's stuff about this. Very religious. The town breaks down kind of between Indians, Native Americans, and Mormons.
Interesting.
So that's like the Odd Couple town.
That's
completely different stuff there. So without reading all the stuff in here, I'm going to give her a call, see if she's up for it. She's in the 907 area code, and I'm going to let her tell. There's many stories. I'm going to let her. Hopefully she'll tell a little bit of a background to the town and the time, and then there's a few stories. There's one in particular that Shiloh actually did some homework on. And there's stuff on the internet. That's how powerful this was. I looked it up too. Yeah, true story.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like the witnesses' story. Like, this is no bullshit. So,
all right.
Let me grab my headphones too. Let me make sure I can hear what's going on. That's kind of important for the day's events. Got to be able to hear. If I can't hear, can't think, can't talk. If I can't talk, no show. All right, let me untangle my good self here, and I can do it again. Oh, get to untangle myself again. Maybe I should have untangled myself like 16 times before we started the show. This is getting a little monotonous. All right, can you hear yourself okay? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Oh,
Okay.
I sound like I'm in a cave or a...
Yeah, this is a very weird vibe. That is the new microphone. It's picking up you and I. You're hearing me through your microphone. I hope we don't sound echoey to everybody.
Nobody complained.
Nobody complained. All right, well, we'll deal with that this time. We'll go back to the other mics next time. We're still recording. Everybody's happy. All right. Now, I guess I should have tested to make sure this was working beforehand, but I did not, so we're just going to give it a shot.
Of course you did it.
Well, I didn't have Danny here. I didn't have Danny H going, hey, man, let's get their shit straight. He got it. Danny's good. He's got a checklist.
Of course, somebody has to.
Let's go. Hey.
I have one all day long.
About me?
Yes, all the time.
For Christ's sake. You tell
The alarms on my phone go off ding, 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 ding all the time.
Just to keep me in line? I
Yes.
call bullshit on that. Okay, so here we go. Calling up right now. Her name's Ciah. Let's see if she answers the phone. Let's see if it even goes through. It's supposed to go through on here. And it's not. I don't think it's connected to the Bluetooth. Let's find out if it's connected to the Bluetooth. We have to call the Bluetooth. And go to Bluetooth. And it says it's connected paired devices. Let's double check. Do connecting again. BT8-2. That is the stuff we use. Connected for calls with audio. Say done. Let's dial her one more time. Let's try Ciah one more time. Doom. Hello, Ciah. Why isn't it going through? Okay, let's try this again. What? That's the sound my phone makes when I hit the button. Shut up. And then we hit dial. Let's try it again. Let's try Ciah. Dial.
Turn the volume up on the phone.
It's not dialing. It's not. Did you pay the phone bill?
I don't know.
It's not dialing. It has to work though. Come on. Dial. Press go. There it goes. Now let's see. It comes up. Hello. It shut off again. Wow, this is creepy. My phone is deciding not to work. It shut off again.
Oh.
It's hanging up every time I dial. It just hangs up. I got the right number. Dial again. Okay, it's going. It's ringing. And it hung up. That is weird. Let me see if I can call your phone. Maybe it's the phone.
Try here.
Look, you guys can hear it. It's
Do you want me to answer?
No.
Hello.
I said no. You answered anyway. You guys, I was trying to let you guys hear it ring as proof that it was working so you could hear it, but she answered the phone. But it works, but it won't work when we're trying to learn something paranormal.
Ciah says this because you said Skinwalker.
Well, was I not? She wrote Skinwalkers. Ciah wrote it. The producer wrote it in the show.
We're getting a little. Don't raise
Okay.
your voice.
No.
Take a
1,
breath.
2, 4. Okay, trying again. We know the phone works. We just called Jennick's mom. All right, it's dialing. It's dialing. Says it's calling. What was that?
Yep.
Okay, it says it's connected and trying to call, but it won't call. It's just sitting there on the calling screen. Now, I just called you perfectly.
I know.
I can call you. Wow, this is weird that it's the one number we're gonna call and get some answers on tonight. We're gonna get some stories on this tonight, and the phone will not let us call.
Maybe she should try calling us.
Yeah, go ahead and don't anybody else call. Okay, don't just her call. Ciah, if you're out there, it's 805-460-5603. Give us a call. Let's see if we can get you to call us, because this is I don't know. That's weird. I called you and it worked.
I know.
I used the phone to call someone else earlier. It worked. And now when we go to call about this, some powers are telling you, no, you shall not call.
Oh.
We've had that happen a couple times now. Remember, we try to call people and it won't let us call. Now, I wonder if she's trying to call us and it's not going through. She'd have to talk to Shiloh. That's her cousin. Shiloh would have to tell us.
I don't know.
Okay, that's just weird. I don't get that. Okay, she's calling. Let's see if we can answer. Incoming call. Hello, are you there?
Hello. I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, is this
Yes.
Ciah? Ciah, are you there?
Ooh.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it is. It is a little choppy right now.
Okay, that could be the cell service.
I am.
Okay, are you
Can you hear
listening?
me?
Yeah, you got to listen to us on your phone. Don't listen to us on the radio. Okay?
I can hear.
Yeah, but you turn off your radio, turn off YouTube.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you just got to listen on your phone or it'll be delayed. I'm going to try something else too. I want to switch this. I want to go to this one right here. Much better.
I'll try to connect to.
Okay, Ciah, what you need to do is you have to just listen on your phone. Don't listen on KGXT radio. Don't listen on YouTube. Turn those all the way down. Just use your phone. No headphones, no earbuds, no speakerphone. Just do it just like a regular phone. Can you do that? Hello? Hello. Cell phone here, the shop cell phone has 5 bars. We got plenty of signal here.
Is this up?
Yep, it's up all the way.
Trying.
Oh.
It's okay. We can kind of hear you, Ciah. Did you just using your phone?
Kyla, turn off your TV.
There you go.
Turn off your TV, please.
Now we're getting it. Ciah, you there? I think she's working on it. Just turn that towards you and leave it. It'll keep moving it around. I can hear you. Okay. Ciah, we're still connected. Are you there? All right. I'm going to hang up with her because we're just a lot of dead air here. Now, Ciah, if you're listening, you got to turn down your TV, turn down your computer. Don't listen to us on your devices.
Call her back.
I'm going to call her back, and you just have to put us on your phone. No speakerphone.
She said, Shai says she doesn't have earbuds or a TV on.
Okay. Well, she told some kid to turn down his TV, so she had some TV going. All right, we're getting her calling back right now. All right, Ciah, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Now we can. You see,
We made it.
We did. Technology always wins over the paranormal. They can't
went
keep
and at
us
least-
quiet.
Yeah, they tried. They can't keep us down.
No. All right. So now that we got this, you need to give us, because Shiloh says there are many stories, and sometimes you can get in a hurry and run through all of them at once. And I'd rather you just take your time, because there's no clock on this thing. We can take all the time we want. What I'd like you to do is kind of set the stage for, I know you have a lot of stories and a lot of paranormal things, but just pick a track to lay us down on. Start at the beginning with what age, what year it was, where you were, kind of set the stage for everybody. Remember, this is a radio audience, so they're going to listen to what you say and build a mental image as you tell the story. So you got to kind of be as exact as you can. That gives everybody a starting point. If I feel you needed to add a little more, I may interrupt you just for a few details, but that's all. Other than that, Ciah, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Awesome. All right. Well, the year is 2008. We're in the middle of a big oil boom throughout Colorado and Utah. I'm 16 years old, newly found out I'm pregnant, and my family loses their home. So the best thing we could come up with was transplanting all of us from the western slope of Colorado to Vernal, Utah.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with Vernal, it's a big Mormon town. There's a lot of religion surrounding the whole area.
Sure.
But there's also a lot of local lore
Okay.
also that's not so revolving of the Mormon community. There's a lot of native lore revolving around Ute and Navajo relations in the past.
All right.
And so you got this like juxtaposition between one storyline and another. You know, you've
Sure.
got these religious people and then these other really religious people, but they believe in something totally different.
Oh, yeah.
And so-
Two different lines of dedication and faith for sure. But I get that. Good. That's
Most
a
definitely, yeah.
good story mix to begin with. All right.
Thank you. So when you get to Vernal, it's almost like being in the Twilight Zone is the only way we could ever describe it. You never feel like you're at home, like you're on that last stop before you do that last stretch driving home. You got to get out. Everything shuts down at 8. Nobody stays out past that late. You know, there's no liquor stores. There's state liquor stores, but not in Vernal.
Yeah.
And when we first moved there, we moved into a little house with my aunt and her family. They had a downstairs area that had used to be a separate apartment for the whole house. It was built early 1900s, I would say.
Okay.
And so we all just like grouped into this house. And one of the first things I noticed was my aunt had this huge altar in her staircase. She's Catholic, and she did talk about getting her house blessed and all those
Wait
things.
a minute. What's a Catholic altar? Gen X
Oh,
Mom,
gosh.
do you
Okay,
familiar
so-
with that? Is that a
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Wait, so you know what that is?
Yes.
What is a Catholic altar? I don't understand what that means.
Oh, we could have a Blessed Mother statue. They put candles up there. It's like an altar that you'd have at church. They have it at home.
Really?
My girlfriend, Michelle, her mom had it. Used to freak me out all the time.
All right, Kaya, I guess that's a real thing. Go ahead.
It's a thing.
I do believe you.
It's a thing.
All right.
Yes.
Right. And so, like, while we're living there, there's just like a weird energy. And our aunt, we knew she was more spiritually open, just in general. And so we could have those conversations with her about our beliefs and things that scared us in the night. And, you know, just kind of mentioned this energy about the house. And she's like, oh, I haven't told you about Veronica. And I was like, who's Veronica?
Yeah.
And they had lived in the house before we got there for a couple years. Her son was about like 7 or 8 when they all moved in. And one day he comes out, he's like, Mom, where'd that little girl go? She's like, there's no little girl here. Yeah, her name's Veronica. She was here. We were just playing in my room. Like, he explained what she looked like, what she was wearing, details about her. And my aunt's like, oh man, well, he's got an imaginary friend. What a good imagination.
Yeah, detailed imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like little things would happen where, you know, his guinea pig or hamster, whatever animal it was, the cage would be left open, or she kept a really clean home too. So like just little things are not in their places of that nature.
Yeah, stuff she would notice because of how she kept the house. She'd notice all the little things.
Exactly. Like, I didn't leave that there, and she kept her home tidy.
And it's like she would notice if the penguin was facing south or not.
Yeah, she probably would. I did not put it there.
That's not sure if anybody knows what reference I just pulled there, but I pulled a really good one for a spiritually weirdo type of a woman. Not that your aunt was, I'm just saying, but noticing her penguin always faces south. Okay, continue.
Okay.
So in that time, while she's living there, she's like, oh God. Well, she's telling somebody about how Tristan had this imaginary friend named Veronica, and Veronica was the name that like tricked this person up. They're like, stop. It turns out that Veronica was a real little girl who lived in that home, and she died in 1989. The neighbor boy who lived in like a duplex type of housing scenario next door, he would babysit her, and he brutalized this little girl. I wouldn't bother really going into too much detail, but you can find it in an article online. If you type in Vernal, Utah, 1980s little girl missing, you will find Veronica. And it was a 16-year-old boy who did that to her, and he helped out with finding her body. He's the one who located it finally, and that's how they knew it was him, because nobody would have known that.
But your aunt didn't know anything about that story before she moved there.
No, she didn't. And so after that, she was like, oh man, like started doing blessings, like I said. But there was more than just that little girl there in that house. Upstairs, it was this lighter energy. Things get placed in different spots. But downstairs, we still don't know who was down there. If it was somebody's bad energy, but I ended up moving into the bedroom downstairs.
Uh-oh.
And being pregnant, 16, you know, I'm pretty, I would say, not the most mentally stable, but I would say I'm a pretty good judge of character, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember sleeping in my room one night, and I wake up just all of a sudden, there's a candle just lit in my room.
Oh.
Like it's on a pillar in the center of the room, and like it's an odd place for the decoration, but it was my aunt's house, and I wasn't trying to move her things around, but I woke up and this candle's lit in the middle of the night, and I'm like,
now I got to tell you,
my body just started shaking.
All right, now I gotta ask, because this is what, you know, I'm not saying that your aunt has, you know, questionable, like I'm sure most of her screws were tight. I'm sure. Maybe there was one a little bit loose, but they're probably all tight. You don't think maybe she could have lit the candle?
So my uncle and her and my dad and my mom, they worked on a rig, like an hour and a half to 2 hour drive away during this time. So it wasn't uncommon for me to be in this home necessarily by myself for a night, or, maybe somebody would pass, but I was so out of her way. She never went downstairs.
But
all her things were
she did put a
upstairs.
candle on a pillar in the middle of your room. That's a little freaking weird.
I think it was mostly just like an extra storage room, like just kind of like, oh yeah, there's a bed in here, and here's like a random candle in the middle of the room. So,
Or it was for exorcisms, and she just didn't tell you.
Something, yeah, it's like the demon's out. So either way, it scared the bejesus out of me.
I
And
bet.
I just remember sitting on the edge of my bed. I wouldn't get off of my bed at that point, and I'm just leaning into the air trying to blow it out.
You see, you and I are opposites right there. Number one, if I'd have woke up and the candle in my room was lit all by itself, first thing everyone would have heard from the entire house was me going, "What the fuck is going on?" I would not have sat on the edge of my bed. I would have run.
You would have woke up the whole house.
That would have been like Bugs Bunny with his feet spinning in a circle trying to get traction. I would have been out of that room.
They talk about flight or fight, reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's a third, and it's called fawn, and you just give up. And I'm that fawn person. I'm like, no, take me.
Okay, I quit.
give
Just
up.
do whatever
Yeah.
you're gonna do. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I
Don't
would be
give
a
a shit.
possum. Exactly.
Are you afraid? No, I'm not afraid. Are you angry? No, just don't give a shit anymore.
Just give up. Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna do, make it quick.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Well,
How could you be in that
there was
house? How could you be in that house with them an hour and a half or so away? Like you said, well, it wasn't uncommon at all for me to be by myself in that house.
I'd be freaking out. I'd be out of there in no time.
chance could I do that. You want to know how good of a storyteller Ciah is. Ciah. The thing that still sticks with me,
Yeah.
her opening line when she was describing the town,
Yeah.
she said it's kind of like the Twilight Zone, like it's that last town, that last stop before that you get out and stretch before you go where you're going. It's kind of because you're not really paying too much attention to that last town. The last town really doesn't sink in because you're going to get back in the car and finish your drive.
Right.
So that last town you're in, it's kind of like, all right, just give me a burger and let me go to the bathroom. And you're not connecting with that town. You're not really involved in that town. You didn't stop to see the world's biggest ball of string or anything. There's no attraction there. You're just there because that's the last place you go before where you want to be. And when she said that, I got to tell you that chills went through me because I got it. I knew that feeling. So when she's telling the story, everything she's telling me is from that basis, that standpoint. So it's a very real thing. There's a lot of people out there that know exactly what she means when she says that. So I'm with her on all this. But then when she says it wasn't uncommon for me to stay in the house, I'm like, no fucking way. Nope. All right. I sense there's more, Ciah.
yeah.
What is there?
most definitely. Well, for context also, I was the oldest, so there was a lot of responsibility. And at that point, being pregnant, yep, be home. You're a big girl now, right?
Yeah.
So there was another night where there was nobody in the house other than myself. And I rolled over another time, and there was a man standing over me, just watching me sleep.
What?
No, that's not creepy at all.
What?
And in the moment, I genuinely thought it was my uncle. Like, oh, uncle, he's looking for something in the room because it's their storage closet / room. And so I asked my aunt, did Uncle Ty find what he was looking for? She's like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, he came in my room last night looking for something. She goes, no, honey, we just got back this morning. I was like, oh.
Okay.
What?
All right.
So that's where it like really was like, oh.
I'd be calling
I
the
don't
cops.
like
Go,
it.
there was some peeping Tom
I
weirdo
don't
in my
like this.
room.
Oh.
Ugh.
Yes. And it just really like compounded all the other stories that I had heard from the kids who lived in the town. Before that, it was the first time I ever heard the term skinwalker.
Hold on. What? There was other kids with other stories in the town?
Yes. Yes.
What were, can
So
you,
that was
do you
just
remember
our
some of
house.
them?
Was everybody stuck in this town on the way to somewhere and just never got there?
I think so. Like,
Do you remember some of the
Nope,
stories you
they-
heard?
I do. There was one guy, his name was Randall, and when it was one of the first stories they told us when we moved there, and I was like, oh, I thought they were just messing with me. But then I learned, like, no, they were serious. There is a road that kind of winds through some hill areas towards the reservation spots, and they would go and just drive. There's nothing better to do on a Friday night than just drive in that town.
All right.
And they told me and my brother, they were riding up one night and they felt like a huge like bang on the side of the car, but while they were driving. And so they thought they hit something. They got out and go to look, see if there's any damage, and there was a muddy handprint like swiped across the back of their car.
Oh.
And that's why I was like, oh, you guys are just messing with me. Like, screw you. And I thought they were just messing. But then I'd hear other stories about people reporting dogs with glowing eyes, seeing people on the side of the road with animal heads running like alongside cars.
Okay, that could just be a drunk Indian. I mean, to be fair.
Yeah,
to be fair.
It might have been real. Yeah. But that's just like,
Now listen,
that's
the
culture
muddy
there.
handprint story, that isn't a ghost story. That isn't a paranormal story. All right, that's a hit and run. Okay. That's a felony. That's what we
You turned yourself in.
You can go to the judge
Yes.
and tell him your ghost story, but when you're done, the judge is going to go, yeah, that's a felony and you're going to jail.
Yes. Thankfully, I wasn't there for that. I was not there for that.
I
But
like how
that's the type of stuff they were telling us.
Yeah, I like how the
Wow.
town turns hit and run stories into ghost stories. You want to hear what happened to me? This is totally a paranormal story. No, I've heard those too. We have them in New York. Those are not good, and the police usually come knocking on your door.
That's illegal.
Wow.
Oh man, the animals with glowing eyes. That's often just like when we were kids in the 70s and 80s, and you take a picture and your eyes turn out red in the picture, and it has to do with the light and the
Right.
photo film.
Right.
And that you can get animals, with glowing eyes because of the car headlights and stuff. I mean, that's a cool story, but you can picture that happening a lot. When there's
Right. And so it
animals.
wasn't like super uncommon, but it was different for me at that age too, coming to a place where that local lore was so prevalent
Sure, yeah,
in their society.
and they're not
there
all made
was a
up.
fear around it.
Yeah, they can't all be made up. You can't. No town's going
Right.
to make up 700 stories. Some of them, are probably made up, but some of them are true. We heard a ghost story one time. I had a guy tell me, you just made me remember it. He had seen what he thought were glowing eyes of an animal. Now, he thought that he was driving on a mountain road, just like you said, kind of a hills. It wasn't steep canyons or anything. But he's driving through and he sees it and he stops his car, turns around and goes back to look because he probably wouldn't have thought anything of it, he said, except let's say you were thinking it was a deer or maybe a bear or a wolf or something, except the two eyes were up substantially taller. Like this would have been the biggest moose you ever saw, or maybe a man. So he goes back to look just to make sure. Now he gets back to where he can shine his lights kind of in that direction. He couldn't get the car pointed straight at it, but he could see the eyes very clearly. And he was waiting. He hollered out the window to see if it was a person. No response, but it was definitely taller than most animals would be. And here's where the thing that got weird up until now, it's just glowing eyes and their reflection of the light or whatever. Except the pair of eyes looking right at him began to walk sideways, like fast. Like no human could go through the bushes in the forest sidestepping. It was like
No.
the eyes were looking right at him the whole time and moving fast through the brush behind the trees until they just disappeared. And the eyes kept looking at him till he goes, this thing, whatever it was, ran through the bushes and got faster as it went along and I could see the glowing eyes looking at me like the thing was looking backwards while it was running forwards. And I said, what'd you do? He goes, I drove away. He goes, I left and I didn't go back on that road my whole life. He goes, and everyone back up there. That was a different story. You know what I mean? That's something you like. And the guy doesn't have an explanation. Doesn't know why. Didn't know that guy to be a drinker, or smoking some hash. Right. So I don't know. But some of those stories you're hearing, they had to be based in some reality. Not every story is a made up story. No way. Right.
And that's where it was like, then, hearing about Skinwalker Ranch, your imagination can definitely run wild with like, what is the truth in these stories?
I didn't know what a Skinwalker was.
There's got to be something.
Yeah, I didn't know what a Skinwalker was until I'd never heard the term until this program. Then they started telling me. But now you said Skinwalker Ranch. Is that like where they hang out, or do they breed them there? Why would it be called that?
So, I don't know why, but from what I know about what happened there, I think it would have happened closer to the 80s. I'm not sure, but what you have is a story of cows ending up mutilated in fields, like mass amounts of cows. Wow. And so there have been like paranormal explorers where they've kind of wound it down to aliens or this curse on this Native American land, because Utes had enslaved Navajo back when they really held down that territory. And so the story is that the Navajo cursed that land, and that's why it's so nobody's welcome. It's nobody's home.
That I've done a little homework on mutilated animals, especially cows. There's a ton of them that you just can't explain. And I mean, ranchers that go out, find the cow that way, they take a few pictures and they go on with their day. They got to deal with the cow, the carcass and all that. But then people find out and they're like, well, what was it? What did it? And he's like, I don't know. And then, people come out, oh, it was a wolf. It was a bear. And the rancher's been around, 60 years doing it, because there's no way a wolf did this. Something was cut out of the animal. Like they cut the animal's skin, took the animal's stomach or its heart. They did something specific and then left the rest of it there. The wolf doesn't do that. A wolf doesn't show up with a pocket knife, and some of that stuff you can't explain. So when you tell me there's a whole ranch of that going on and it's on sacred Navajo land, yeah, I believe you right off the bat, because there's too many stories that have been documented about what you just said. And there's no possible way to explain it. There's no tire tracks. This rancher had to ride a horse 6 miles to find this thing. Come on.
It's unbelievable.
Not all stories are made up. No, some of them are absolutely true. We just don't have an answer for them.
Right. And I feel like during that time there too, really, I'd grown up going to church, but I wasn't like
practicing
I'm not the most pious person,
okay.
I have faith though. And moments like spending time in that town, witnessing things that you can't explain and knowing it to be true, at least to your own experience, really changes the viewpoints in like spirituality versus religion versus faith.
Okay, since you brought it up, let me ask you, did that strengthen your faith in religion, or did it diminish it for you?
Not necessarily in religion, but as far as faith goes, it strengthened my faith that if something so scary, what I deem as scary, can be a real threat to me, then there has to be something to balance that out. And whatever that thing is, I want it on my side. And so I try to acknowledge it, because if I'm only sitting there acknowledging all these things that I deem as bad or ugly or evil, then I have to believe there's a counterpart to it.
You know what? That has got to be one of the most basic, rudimentary, elementary explanations I've ever heard, yet perfectly profound in its statement. So simple that it's like, I can see all the bad, got to be a good side. That's it.
Yeah, I've always thought of the opposite kind of, everybody talks about angels or a guardian angel. Well, if you believe in a guardian angel, there's got to be an opposite of that.
Got to be a bad guy.
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, that's what I kind of tell people. Like, if you believe there's angels and, good people walking around or whatever, you got to know there's probably something on the flip side of that.
Now, imagine Ciah walking around seeing, like with her own eyes and feeling the vibe when you walk through that town. You're just like, this is bad. There's bad stuff right here. I'm watching weird, off-the-wall, negative energy stuff going on. Then you've witnessed one side, so you know there has to be the other side. Even if you haven't seen it, you got to know it's there.
Exactly.
I think she's right.
I think so too. Very smart of you. Excellent. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long were you?
That time in
sorry. How long were you in the town? How long did you stay there?
Or is she still there?
It was only a whole no. So we moved there in August of 2008, the beginning of my junior year, and we left in March the following, 2009.
Before you graduated? Did you graduate from there?
No,
Okay.
I spent my first trimester at the local high school, but I started getting told I was going to hell by kids at my age because I wasn't Mormon.
Oh.
I wasn't married. I don't think they would have cared that I was pregnant, honestly, if I would have had the other two. But there was a lot of prejudice towards me. It was obvious my shorts were above my knee. I didn't wear undergarments.
Gotcha.
I didn't go to they had a church, like a class, I forget what it's called. Early in the mornings, it was attached to the high school. And half of the school would go and sit in church for the first hour and a half of school. And so right away you knew which kids went to church and which
You know
didn't.
what? Just popped in my brain right now. I have seen a documentary on your town. I did.
Have you?
Yeah, it's called Footloose. I remember that now. I remember the whole thing very clearly. It all's in perspective now.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, yeah, that's a good viewpoint of that town. It's so weird. And even now, I've had to go back as an adult for job training reasons, and I had to be there for 3 days. I was like, oh my God. I could not believe I was back, but I did drive by that house. And it still gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, she did.
I bet.
She's like, I drove by the house
I got to do it one more time.
quickly. I drove by quickly.
Yeah.
You kind of yell out the window and flip them off as you're going by, fuck you, and then leave. See, I'm not scared of you.
Whoa.
I got to ask a question about Veronica. You said that the little boy saw her, played with her. That was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else ever see her?
No. Nobody ever talked about seeing her, but he knew her name.
And what she was
And that- I
wearing,
think
yeah.
that was,
And nobody
that was the
nobody
thing.
told him about.
Well, see, no,
this
who would
person prior.
tell a
No.
7-year-old?
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, you're living in a house where a little girl died and her name was Veronica. No one would. You
Charlie
would.
could have overheard the story.
You
or
would have
something.
gone out of your way to not let a kid know
Right.
that. You know.
Right.
which I would have thought that too, but she didn't know about the murder until after he had talked about this little girl. So it was her telling a friend later on.
And
like,
getting more
"Oh,
information.
My son's got an imaginary friend and I think he's losing it,
Now,
like
You see, it's
reaching out as a friend.
Interesting.
It's stories like that about Veronica in the house that lead to those type of disclosures on real estate purchases.
Yeah, you think?
Has anybody died in your
the
house?
Yeah, you would think. A little common decency.
No, they do in
I think
California.
They were just renting it too.
Yeah.
I think they were just renting it, and this was 2008, so this is almost 20 years.
Yeah,
since
but
she would have been
still,
killed.
just-
California, you do. When you sell a house, you have to
you have to tell
disclose
everybody.
it.
Somebody die in your house.
You do have to do that.
My God. Well, I'm saying that's why those things are brought about.
Exactly.
Because no one told the little boy about Veronica. Now we put those in paperwork, so there's no mistakes anymore.
Obviously, he wasn't afraid of her
No.
if they were playing.
No, yeah, I don't think he never showed any fear of spirit in the house.
Yeah.
But then again, he lived upstairs. He didn't live.
Yeah,
in the
I think we've
downstairs
already
like
established
this, so-
downstairs was the problem.
Yeah, don't go down there.
Don't go
Yeah,
downstairs.
don't go downstairs ever.
Oh, for
Even
Christ's
then,
sake.
I forgot to mention it before. Also, there was a night my youngest sister was found outside, deadbolted. Like the door was deadbolted from the inside, and she's outside, like sleepwalking,
No.
with scratches down her face, bawling.
Whoa.
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 Yeah.
What?
She was like 12 at the time.
And what did she say happened?
She doesn't remember.
What?
She
Wow.
does not remember. She just remembers being scared and them opening the door.
Oh my God.
Here we go with that them they thing again. You're going to ask who's they who opened the door, man.
Oh.
Yeah, but they opened it and
Little
locked her out.
uncomfortable.
They locked her out.
Yeah.
That's not
You know,
good.
like, I could believe her, you know, maybe she did sleepwalk, make her way outside for whatever reason. But like she couldn't have deadbolted and
No.
everybody was passed out. It wasn't
Yeah. There's.
Although skeptics would say she wandered outside, nobody saw her, and then somebody got up to go to bed and figured, well, I better lock us in for the night and
But
locked
she
all the
has
doors.
scratches on her face.
Okay, I can't explain that. But I'm just telling you, a
Did
skeptic
she
would-
scratch her own
And
face?
I agree. Right. And those are all total possibilities, but like that with all these other things happening, it's just like I
Ugh.
think that's if it hadn't been one isolated incident, I don't think anybody would have made too much
maybe
fuss
Ciah
about it.
was just a mean older sister because you know sisters fight, and she scratched her on the face, kicked
And
her
then
out
kicked
the
her
door,
out.
locked the door, and then when everybody woke up, Ciah went, well, there are strange things in this house. Who
Oh
knows?
my God.
You know, she's gonna listen to this and be like, I knew it.
I knew it was you. You did it, and you just knew that everyone would believe it was a ghost. If we'd have tried to do
Oh
that in
my
any other town, you'd have been in trouble. I think that'd be a good cover for anything you do. If someone says, did you steal that car and drive it over into the river? No, I didn't. But, you know, there's weird things that happen in this town, my man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Anything.
Well, so
Don't
we
let your eyes deceive you.
That's
we
right.
talked about the kids and you seeing something. What about adults in the house? Did any of
Your aunt.
aunt or anybody see anything or things happened?
I'm sure that my aunt and my uncle did, but I didn't get a chance to like ever really hear their stories a whole lot. I was always at school or
Oh, okay.
work, and
So they
know,
the things that
but-
happened to you guys. They didn't go, oh, you
Us
know,
too.
us too. That has happened or something.
she never told me that she saw the guy, but she would tell me things like, "Oh yeah, there's a different energy downstairs. It's pretty negative feeling." But there was an incident where my dad was outside on the front porch just smoking a cigarette, went to put it out, and he swore he heard a little girl's voice on him, "Don't put that out there." And then
Whoa.
and he was like, maybe I'm not going to put that out there.
Okay.
But then he also said he saw a guy running up at his face, telling him, "Get the fuck out, get the fuck out." So
Whoa.
So he did.
again, you know, maybe he had a couple drinks that night though too. So like, again, the skeptic side is like, I really wouldn't put any faith in any of those scenarios, but knowing what I saw happen there, the feelings that I felt, the knowledge of the history, and all the other stories just compacted, you're like, how many more like examples do I need before I believe that this is really happening?
You know what I
Yeah.
think? All of Kaya's stories, I think of all the things she experienced that she saw or she felt, or the stories that happened all around her, what about all the near misses? What about the skinwalker she didn't see that was right there? What about the doors that were locked and unlocked, or the candles that lit and were put out? All the things that she just didn't see because they happened just when she wasn't looking, or just asleep for that 5 minutes, or just walked in or out of a room. If she
No,
encountered all
absolutely.
those, how many near misses must there have been?
No.
Tons.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where those blessings came in, that holy water. It had to have been doing something because, yeah, even taking a shower in that house, you're like, get me out of here as soon as I can.
Ooh.
It's creepy. The whole thing
Creepy
is
shower.
creepy.
Oh, you just had
Yeah.
that vibe, that weird thing. Yeah.
Kaya, I got to run. It's late for what we're doing here, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you mind if sometime I call you back and we can go over some more stuff with you? Would that be okay sometime?
I would love to.
Well, I really, really appreciate you fighting through this so we can communicate. We've had a couple times on this show where we're trying to communicate with somebody and there's some weird powers not letting the phones work. And
Yeah.
you heard me. I tried to call, I called my wife. The phone went right through. No problem. But it was like, no, we're not letting you guys hear that story. But if we persist,
Yeah, they're like,
we
no.
can get through.
Ugh.
Yes. No, it's been great. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ciah. We'll talk again soon. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's weird, man. And you know, I just sent shivers up your spine when I said, what about all the near misses?
Yeah.
What about all the things that she didn't quite see that were almost quite there? That's something, you know? That really is. And just
Yeah, but like this, like the town, there's people with more. It wasn't just that house. It was the town.
yeah,
Like,
they had Skinwalker Ranch and they had stories upon, you know, and even if you say, okay, most of those stories were made up. All right, I'll go along with that. But what about the handful that were true? Explain them to me.
yeah.
Tell me that someone's not talking about it because they're still scared to this day. Yeah, those stories.
I loved her voice too, by the way.
And she was
She's
very
so sweet.
articulate. Yeah.
Yes, she told a great story.
She did good.
Yeah.
All right, listen, everybody, that was Off the Record for October 15th. We'll try to get the audio out, put out tomorrow sometime for you on Spotify. You can catch it all again. Did you, I didn't even have the sheets up, or I lost it. Everyone was talking, I guess, in YouTube, and I missed every bit of that. I didn't see anything. I was so enthralled with her story.
Yes.
I missed the whole damn thing. How'd you do over in Discord? Was the chat room a couple people in there saying hello?
A few people, but most of the people were just listening.
Isn't that weird? You start talking in a chat room, even on YouTube. You're talking away, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, I was supposed to be chatting in here. You forget because you're so enthralled with the story.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm going to use that analogy in some story sometime. That's how powerful it hit me. You know, the town is like the Twilight Zone. You know, the town you stop at right before your last stop before you take off on that stretch of road before you get where you're going.
Care why you're
just
there.
you're just kind of not connected to that town, and it seems kind of funky. You know, you woke up from a nap and then you're going to leave and head to your destination, but this is your last stop on the way to where you're going. Man, when she said that hit me so hard.
Oh, for sure.
I got to use that sometime. Ciah, I'm stealing that. I don't care if you sue me. You have no copyright on that. That's a great line. I'm going to use that sometime. Okay, so that was Shiloh Ferguson, produced tonight's show. Thank you very much, Shiloh, for getting us started up and running. And our main guest, the main attraction tonight, was Ciah. She did such a great job. She was articulate. She was clear. And once we worked out the phone stuff, she was also easy to hear. So I love that. Thank you very much, you guys, for everybody who participated. Thank you guys for all listening in and in the chat rooms in YouTube and on KGXT Radio. Remember, it's going to be gone one day. We're only going to do this radio only. So you guys better get out of the goddamn Aaron and T-Bone and all you guys know well. Get out of the goddamn YouTube room and go into the chat room in KGXT because that's where it's all going to go someday.
Maybe they're in both. You don't know.
No, yeah, I don't know. Well, thanks for making me look stupid.
Yep, exactly. That's my job.
All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you chimed in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go, well, there you are. Number two, I'll catch you guys in the flip side because I'm out, baby.